and welcome. My name's Gemma and I'm going to guide you through an everyday Twisty yoga class. We're going to begin together at the front of our mat, your feet hip-width apart, slight bend in the knees. Inhale to sweep the arms up ahead, palms touch, and then dropping the right hand down, swinging it all the way back around, gazing over your shoulder and meeting back to your left hand. Moving to the left side, sweeping the arms back, reaching and creating a deep twist in your upper back. Moving between each arm at your own pace. Taking even deep belly breaths here, using it to center yourself in this moment. Everyone meeting together with your palms touched overhead, and bringing in a baby back bend as you reach your arms back, pressing open through the chest. Your tailbone is tucked, and coming back to a straight position. Shift the weight to your left leg and bring your right knee to your chest. Finding your balance here, and then open the right knee to the right side. Taking a big step back towards the end of your mat, high lunge. If you find yourself a little off balance, create more space and width between your feet. Pull your left hip back and your right hip forward to square to the front of the mat. And bend generously through your left knee. Maybe sink a little bit deeper. Placing your left hand on your left hip and reaching your right arm over towards the left. You might feel this stretch more in your right hip, the right side of your waist, or even the right upper body. Coming back to center, straightening your left leg and bending from the hips as you fold forward. This is quite a strong pose here. Make sure your abs are engaged. Slight bends in the knees, trying to not lock out your legs. Moving the weight forward as you swing your right leg up, your knee comes to your chest. Coming back into your one-legged pose. You can then either move into a tree variation with the inside of your right foot against the left calf or inner thigh, or you might like to come into a figure 4, placing your right foot over the top of your left thigh and sitting down into a chair position. Finding a point of focus to help your balance and seeing if you can sink a little bit deeper. The weight of your body spread evenly on your feet. Placing the right foot back down on the mat, your feet hip-width apart as you bend forward, folding from the hips. Keep a generous bend in the knees. If you find your upper back arching, bend deeper through the knees to allow length in the lower spine. Relax your torso and your head. Now begin to slowly roll up, feeling your spine unfurl as you come to Tadasana, our mountain pose. Bringing the weight into your right foot and your left knee towards your chest. Find your balance, and then open the left knee out towards the left side. Taking a big step back into your high lunge, your right knee is bent, your tailbone slightly tucked, And right hand to right hip as your left arm reaches up and over, stretching through the left body. Coming back up to center, straightening through your right leg and bending forward from the hips. This is quite a strong pose, so try to keep your breath as deep and even as you can. Bending through your front leg as you swing your left leg up, knee to chest, and moving into whatever variation you took on the other side, whether that be tree pose, or maybe today you feel like you're figure 4. If you're in figure 4, keep a slight tuck of the tailbone, and while your muscles are engaged, remaining in the pose, try to relax into it as much as you can. Placing your left foot back down on the mat, and again folding forward as you let your head hang heavy. Releasing any tension in your face, softening through your eyebrows. Placing the hands by the outside of the feet, we're going to step back into our plank position, either on your toes or on your knees. Keep the elbows pointed towards the back of the room as you slowly lower yourself, belly to mat, and then lifting your chest up, opening through the collarbones, maybe gazing over your right shoulder or your left, making any little movements that feel good to your spine, dropping your shoulder blades down your back. Floating back to child's pose, your glutes meet the back of your ankles, your forehead to the mat, and your arms out long, walking the fingertips a little bit further to create more length in the spine. Softening here. On your next inhale, roll forward towards your hands, dropping your hips to the mat and opening your chest in cobra pose. On your exhale, rolling back down towards child's pose. Again, arching the back as you roll forward, opening through the chest, and exhaling as you roll back like a wave towards your child's pose. Keep repeating this movement in your own time with your own breath, trying to create as much movement in the spine as possible. When you're in your cobra, see if you can drop those shoulder blades down the back. Now everyone meeting in child's pose. We're going to walk our hands over towards the left side, stretching to the right side of the body. And now walking the hands over towards the right, giving love to the left side. Coming back to center. We're going to lift up onto all fours, walk the hands a little bit further to the top of the mat, and place the left foot in between the hands, getting there however you get there. In your low lunge, your back knee is on the floor, your hips are square to the front. And relaxing as you let gravity sink you deeper. Bringing your awareness back to your breath, and on every exhale, seeing if you sink just a little bit deeper. Bring your hands to frame your front foot and shift your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Into a low lizard pose. Maybe you'd like to rock through the hips a little bit or make circles or semicircles, whatever feels good and allows you to open up. Place the weight in your right palm. Shift your left foot's toes towards the left side of the room and lift up as you sweep your left arm up, over top and behind, your fingers pointing towards the back of the room. You might feel this stretch through your left glute, thigh or hamstring and really open up through your chest. Taking any minor adjustments that feel good. Bring your left hand back to the mat, tuck your right toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Press through the hands and roll your armpits in towards each other. We want a straight back, so to achieve that you may need to bend generously through your knees, bringing your stomach to your thighs. And maybe wiggling your hips from side to side or walking out through the feet. Step your right foot in between your hands and drop your left knee. Coming into low lunge on the other side. Square your hips off to the front. Maybe you would like to cactus your arms and bring in a back bend if that feels good. Sometimes it feels good to press your front ankle and your lowered knee towards each other in a scissoring motion, and then releasing and sinking a little bit further. It can help create more space in your hips. Bring your hands to frame your right foot, shifting it to the outside of your right hand to lizard pose on the other side. Maybe again you'd like to take some circles or semicircles, or maybe you'd just like to remain in stillness. Moving the weight into your left hand, your right toes shift to the right side of the room and your right arm reaches over your body as your fingers and gaze point behind you. Really opening your chest to the sky, feeling the twist in your spine. Bringing your arm back down to the mat, pressing up on the back toes and shifting into downward facing dog. Bring your awareness to your breath, your slow, even breath. And then start to slowly walk your feet to the center of the mat. Once there, bend through the knees as you come into a seated position. Bringing the soles of the feet together, as close to your body as comfortable, your knees out wide. You can stay here, or if you'd like a little bit more, you can fold forward. Perhaps you'd like to press your knees down towards the ground without using your hands and release a few times. If you're folded forward, coming back up into a straight seated position. Bringing the right leg straight out in front of you. Placing your left hand behind. And on your inhale, pressing up onto your left shin as you reach your right arm behind. Feeling the entire stretch through your body from your right arm all the way down to your right foot. Coming back to your seated position and swapping the legs over so your right foot is in your inner left thigh, your left leg is out straight, your right hand behind you. Press through the right hand as you lift your body up, swinging the left hand behind, reaching with your fingers, opening up through the chest. And then coming back to your seated position. Sending both your legs out long, pressing your toes towards your body, slight bend through the knees as you fold forward. We're trying to bring your belly to your thigh, so bending through the knees, if that enables you to do so. Take a deep inhale through your nose, seeing if you can feel the back part of your lungs against your spine. And exhale out through your mouth in a sigh. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Rolling back up and laying back down upon your mat, shifting the hips over to the left, bringing the knees up to the chest and shifting the knees over towards the right. You can bring your arms out wide and gaze over your left shoulder. Aiming to get your left shoulder blade on the mat. Now bringing the knees back to center, shifting the hips over to the right and dropping the knees to the left. Your gaze is over your right shoulder. Bringing the knees back in towards the body and sending the legs out long. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you next time.